If you're an avid internet user like I am, you're no stranger to cringe.
I am become meme. Yeah, pretty much.
It exists on every social media platform. You got your TikToks, bad Instagram reel pulls, Facebook AI slop, the average Redditor, and any humor that is millennial, Gen X, or boomer coded. But there's one place that has higher cringe levels than them all: LinkedIn. Just think of all the social media platforms on the internet and just take the worst of all of them. Take the slop from Facebook, mix it with the performative nature that is Instagram, throw in the personality of the average Redditor, add spam and bots like Twitter, sprinkle in some of that Tumblr millennial humor, then finish it off by adding the condescending tone of anyone older than you. Bada bing, bada boom. LinkedIn. So today we're trying to understand LinkedIn, the worst and most cringe place on the internet. So, what is LinkedIn? Created by Eric Lee and Reid Hoffman in 2003, LinkedIn is a social networking platform used for quote-unquote professional networking and career development. Users can post their CVs and resumes along with their job history and skills in order to make industry connections and network with people in hopes of finding stuff like job opportunities or business ventures. Simple enough, right? It's social media, but with more of a focus on business and job hunting. It's meant to be a serious place for serious individuals. Yeah, right. LinkedIn is the most unintentionally unserious place on the internet. I'ma just read part of this LinkedIn post I found for y'all. Let me know what you guys think. When I was 12 years old, my dad went to #prison. Not long after, my two older brothers started using drugs and ended up at the Boys Ranch, a juvenile facility for troubled youth. That was my defining moment in life. I had to decide, follow the cycle I saw around me or break it. He then goes on to say, that chip on my shoulder, it's what pushed me to build a life I'm proud of, and it's what drives me every day in commercial real estate, a business where no one hands you anything and everything is earned. Whatever profession you're in, find what fuels you. Your past doesn't have to define you, but it can absolutely propel you. What is your defining moment? Like, I get it, he's trying to be motivational and all, but #prison is crazy. At the end of the post, it says #commercial real estate. Bruh. And this is only the tip of the LinkedIn user, LinkedIn post iceberg. But we'll get back to this in a little bit. To better understand LinkedIn, its users, and the posts, you gotta understand the anatomy and what makes up a LinkedIn profile and the average user.
Yes, I took your advice. From now on, I'm normal.
You probably have a LinkedIn. Maybe you're like me, I made it during university because everyone told me it was important, that I needed it to help me participate in the common practice of prostituting myself on the metaphorical street corner for money, also known as applying for jobs. Maybe you were laid off and someone told you that you needed to network. Anyways, we're here now. And if you're too young for LinkedIn or you don't have one yet, don't skip the video, don't exit out. Trust me, it'll be useful and I got some real bangers to show you. When you look at a LinkedIn profile, you got your profile picture, that's the usual business headshot, nothing special. Then you move down to the headline. Most of the time it'll be your job title, but nowadays people just chain a bunch of buzzwords together. Continuing on, you have the about section. Usually it's around 3 paragraphs of nothing, just straight fluff and buzzwords. Stating your actual achievements is usually optional. And at the bottom, you have your skills and endorsements. Normally you put down stuff you learned in elementary school, like Microsoft Excel, communication, and leadership. Endorsements is just for some bro this person met a few years ago to talk about how good they are at basic problem solving skills. It means nothing, everyone knows it means nothing, yet they all still do it anyways.
This is worthless.
It's less than worthless, my boy.
And then there's this right here, the connections. The entire reason you're supposed to use this site in the first place. 99% of the time, just like the rest of LinkedIn, it's useless. It's essentially your friends list on any other social media site, except rather than only connecting with people you know or people you're interested in, you connect with everyone that shows up on your suggested. A lot of these LinkedIn warriors amass hundreds to thousands of connections just to message like 10 of them or something. It's really a useless statistic just to make you feel like you're more popular and more important than you actually are. Like, it's used for networking, but that rarely ever happens. When networking does happen, it's usually by accident, and believe it or not, real networking tends to involve IRL interactions outside of commenting, "Awesome, thanks for sharing," under some guy's promotion post. And speaking of interaction, engaging on LinkedIn seems to have some sort of etiquette or some sort of unspoken rules, like when you comment, you're never supposed to disagree, never be negative, only stuff such as "great insight, thanks for sharing," or "congrats, well-deserved promotion." Oh, you wanted to share your actual opinions? You wanted to have original thoughts? You wanted to be a free thinker? No, we don't do that here. When it comes to DMs, it's usually a cold sales pitch disguised as a connection, or someone asking you to work for them, usually some lowball recruiting attempt, or it's someone actually trying to make a connection, but it feels so weird and oddly intrusive because LinkedIn makes everything feel inherently unnatural. So now that we kind of understand the anatomy of the average LinkedIn poster and user, let's get into some actual posts. Not gonna lie, some of these posts are actually insane. I think what makes it tough is that you can't really even tell what's real and what's satire. Does this guy actually believe the stuff he's saying, or is it just showmanship for the LinkedIn algorithm? Who knows? All I know is that it's cringe as hell. Me and some of my buddies have a group chat on LinkedIn where we send goofy ass LinkedIn posts to each other. It's the usual boys group chat thing where you make fun of it and you laugh at it. I scanned through the group chat, collected some of the cringiest posts I can find, and I'm about to show them to you guys. Just so y'all know, y'all about to see some real LinkedIn posting. Okay, this first one, pretty simple, pretty short, but kind of is a great example of just the weird performativeness that is LinkedIn. This guy says, I got sunburned the other day, but I'm still going back out in the sun. It hurt, it stung a little, but I didn't decide the sun wasn't worth it anymore. Pain isn't always a sign to stop. Sometimes it's just a reminder that you're out there living. So if something burns, if something stings, don't run from it, learn, adjust, heal, then step back into the light. Along with a picture of him, or at least his shoes at the beach. All I'm gonna say is this is really dumb, and if you're getting sunburnt, don't keep going back into the sun. Skin cancer about to go crazy on this guy. Next, this woman posts, we moved, but now I'm realizing being a single woman isn't easy. For the first time, we have a home office, but I'll be real, it hasn't been all smooth sailing. Learning how to run a home, beyond just cooking and cleaning, has been a crash course. Setting up Wi-Fi, figuring out how to manage the lawn, dealing with property issues, all while juggling work and life. When we moved in, the property wasn't properly cleaned. There were missing light bulbs, dirty surfaces, things that should have been handled before we got the keys. When we asked for it to be addressed, we were met with surprise, like they didn't expect two young women to speak up. It made me wonder how different the experience might have been if we weren't just the girls moving in. Growing up, no one teaches you how to advocate for yourself in these situations, but we're learning fast. Everybody applaud her. Applaud her bravery for learning how to function as an adult. You know, doing things that everyone else does, like juggling work and life. She's saying that as if other people aren't already doing this, and this is something new. Like, bruh. And this isn't a gender thing either. You could be a man or a woman or whatever. If you're posting about learning basic human skills and basic life skills as if they're some sort of great accomplishment, it's pretty cringe. Let's take a look at her background real quick. Okay, co-founder, self-employed, owner, self-employed, college dropout, top skills are marketing strategy, sales, leadership, search engine optimization, and social media marketing. You'll start to see a pattern here of the type of people who post this kind of stuff on LinkedIn. I don't think many people understand what is happening in software development right now. I have a few friends with computer science degrees. Yesterday I asked them how they use AI. One said he uses ChatGPT a little bit. The others criticized AI and basically were in denial of how good it's become. Riddle me this. How does a guy who looked at his first line of code last year build an app in a week by himself that would have required a whole team in several sprints a few years ago? I sit at dinner with friends and family. I'll chatter about politics and pop culture. I bring up AI and get blank stares. Not one person has ever heard of Claude. The average person has barely used AI and has no idea what is happening. I literally can't sleep at night. Too many ideas, too many opportunities. I'm so excited. Brother, if you bring up Claude AI and business opportunities at family dinner, I'm gonna have to take you out back and put you down. I'm sorry, that's just how it's gonna be. Like, bro, no one cares. You have no skills, you vibe coded some AI slop and called yourself a founder, and if you're someone who literally can't sleep at night because you're too busy thinking about all the amazing things and ideas that AI can do for you, you're weird. That's all I gotta say, you're just a weird guy. On Wednesday night, Kat sat me down. I need to tell you something. 3 things actually. 1, I'm pregnant. 2, I've had abdominal pain. I've been secretly going to the doctor because I wanted to surprise you about the pregnancy and I was hoping it was nothing. 3, the doctor just called. It's an ectopic pregnancy. It may have already ruptured. I need emergency surgery first thing in the morning. I was shook. Next day, I took her to the hospital and we got the surgery done. Really a rough day. Kat's first time in surgery. But it went as well as anyone could have hoped. They got her all patched up and sent home before the end of the day. The love and support we've received has been incredible. We're sad about the failed pregnancy, but it was so early that emotionally this feels more like a medical emergency than miscarriage, luckily. It shouldn't have any negative side effects on her future fertility, which we're both happy about. Arlo needs some siblings. I'm so proud of this girl and what she goes through for our family. This post is actually just insane to me. Having your wife come to you and tell you that she's gonna need surgery for a failed pregnancy and you just say, I'm shook. And sharing this on the internet in the first place is really weird. This feels like a very personal thing, very private thing that you shouldn't really share to the world. It just feels really weird that you're putting it on here, especially on a website that's supposed to be for networking and business stuff. And to top it all off, look at this picture. I know you just went through something traumatic and it might have some irreparable damage to your body, but can we take a quick selfie for LinkedIn? The post will bang, I swear. Got her hitting the iShow speed face while he looks at the camera. This is actually insane. Bro's a psychopath. What is this? What was the point of this post? Yes, he is a founder at Ghostbird and is a ghostwriter for high-performing LinkedIn content. A LinkedIn post ghostwriter. I can't think of a more useless and cringe job than that. And this final one, I'm gonna tell y'all, I felt disgusting reading this, but here he goes. Friends, I need some dating advice. Just about every date I go on involves some version of this conversation. Picks up girl around 8 p.m. How was your day? What did you do? Me, oh, I just got off work. Surprised? Why do you work so late? ... Oh, there's always a lot to do. Later, so what do you do for fun? Well, I mostly just work. Oh, well, what would you do if you had a free day? That'd be awesome. I would get so much work done. ... How do I tell a girl on a first date that I'm actually trying to build a billion-dollar company? Yes, I love what I do. Yes, I do still want a family. No, 8 p.m. really isn't that late. Any ideas? Help a brother out here. You guys don't understand how much hatred I have for this kind of thing. This is LinkedIn. This ain't Twitter. This is not Reddit. Bro, what are you posting this for? Oh, I have no work-life balance because I'm so ambitious. Please help. Or, wow, I'm so hardworking. I'm such a visionary. Look at me trying to build a billion-dollar company. Any girl would be lucky to, be around me. The performance, the humble brag, this is peak LinkedIn. But I wonder if this guy even knows that women aren't gonna look at his LinkedIn post and just be enamored by him. This isn't a dating app. If anything, you're scaring the hoes. What are you doing? LinkedIn is a place for aspiring entrepreneurs to slot themselves out to the algorithm in order to gain a crumb of exposure. If you're a LinkedIn warrior, let me know. Is this real or is this all a charade? Is your company actually thriving? Or are you currently begging for scraps of engagement because your investors haven't received an updated prototype in 8 months? After all, LinkedIn is an awkward and cringe place, filled with performative people pretending to be more important, more successful than they actually are. Of course, there are smart people on LinkedIn. There are people who post actual cool things and ideas. They just tend to get covered up and lost in all the slop and garbage that is the typical LinkedIn post. Half of these quote-unquote entrepreneurs and founders have no idea what they're doing. Half of them don't even have upper-level education. And they usually fall into 3 camps. They're either some loser tech sales bro, some unskilled bro vibe coding a dogshit product, or some financial advisor who swears they have the secret to immortality or something. I know you don't really need a degree to get by nowadays, but these guys are acting like they're the next Zuckerberg. Bro, he dropped out of school, but at least he knew how to program. He dropped out of Harvard. You're out here trying to chat GPT together a half-baked idea. But hey, is LinkedIn? Is it useful? I don't know, sometimes. Is it necessary? Unfortunately, yes it is. Should you take anything on it seriously? No, none of it. Absolutely not. It's all a charade. It's all a ruse. Don't believe anything you see on LinkedIn. Use it to apply for jobs, only post if you have something authentic that you feel is worth sharing, and connect with your boss who can actually connect you with people. And if you take anything from this video, if they got CEO, founder, co-founder, entrepreneur, any form of financial advisor or consultant, sales, or some sort of AI slop company in their header, just know they're probably super cringe.